You know, 5 to 5 type shit, but
Right.
to get motivated, that's one of my go-to is Sauce, because you'll get like an energy, a hype from the music. And like I put a lot of my friends on Sauce Walka and TSF, and I was just like jamming, listen to it, and they're like, oh yeah, it's cool, you know, I like it, you know. I could tell when they really start getting into it.
Yeah.
It starts transpiring into their life. They start dressing a little more drippier.
It?
It's Sauce.
I
I'm like,
all the time.
dude, that's so. I was like, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I promise. I have witnessed it over and over again. Just, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying, oh, it's bad. No, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? When Walk gets upset with other, you know, certain people in the world is when you are on this platform to tell the world, you know, how you really dripping and how the past conversations have went when we were good. You know, now it's, oh, you're the one that's dripping. But like Walk, I really believe it too, because I was a part of the process, is that of course there's always been sauce. Of course there's always been drip, you know, but he really put the effort into making people believe it over and over again. And we got to a point where we had to cut off situations, because if they're not signed to him, then that's just free exposure. And what we learned was the worth of the exposure and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, just to go back to the drip and, you know, like watching people transition, you know, all of a sudden they had, you know, their hair. Now they have, you know, the bobos on them. You know, they didn't have bobos before. Now they've added bobos. So, you know, it's real. The trend. It's you know, people, like, I call it lost in the sauce. You know, as a grown woman, you know, I have to, you know, I had to learn to structure everything out and organize him, or everybody would be lost in the sauce. You know, and so yeah, but it's definitely real.
See, no, I see it because I've experienced firsthand, like, and myself with me and Alyssa, like I put her on, and then like she'd be like, hey, what song is that? All right, play it. And then we'll be riding, and we're like, we're gonna take her car up to Whataburger, and I'm listening. I'm like, oh, look at you! And I could see it. I could see it in her, and I see it all the time with my friends. Anybody that I put on, it's like it may not click at first, but then they'll go read and listen, and I could just tell it just how it transpires in the stuff that they post on social media, the way they start dressing, the way they start talking, the way they start acting, the way they start moving. And that's powerful.
That is.
Yeah.
So what's y'all's favorite songs or CD or album to listen to?
My favorite song is the God, he did it. It's with that one animated
Ghetto Gospel.
Yeah, Ghetto Gospel.
Okay.
Ghetto Gospel.
So yeah, and Lost in the Sauce, the newest one with him and Sancho, is really good too. Like, there's a good song that he just dropped with Solder Baby, Sancho, and Gohan, and he's like, "Fire up the backwood."
Yeah.
That saying right there has went viral.
It's almost a meme, you know. I've seen how the blogs took it and they reposted and put it on loop. Yeah.
I like Ghetto Gospel and Light Bulb.
Yeah, Light Bulb
that
is really good too with Sosa Man.
Hell yeah, that one goes hard.
I like Light Bulb. But yeah, I mean, it's you know, all or nothing. We you know, we're just figuring it out and going, you know, with the flow.
So
in every direction.
Where was Sauce when you met him? Like, was TSF a thing, or did you kind of help build that?
So what's really crazy is that when I met Sauce Walka, I met him indirectly, and I didn't really meet him, but he knew who I was. So I say that to say, go DJ High C. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with him, but you know, okay. I started out with him actually in the industry, and I worked with him for like 4 years. So at the beginning of my time with the Go DJs, we had an office in 3rd Ward.
Okay.
2409 Blodgett Street, and it was 2-story home. Upstairs was the office area, and downstairs they had a studio. At this time, I had nothing to do with like the studios. Like, I didn't know anything about studios. I'm coming in off of work in apartment management for 15 years. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to help this guy structure organization. He has all these DJs. Bam. Well, Walk was like staying there, like in and out, staying there at the studio, and just, you know, in the streets.
Yeah.
So they everyone had to go. This white lady, Miss Megann, was coming. We were cleaning house, you know. This white lady's coming, and it was me. So Walk had to get out of the house. I didn't had no clue. None of that went on, right? So, you know, years later. So then after like my 4th year into it, I had people that kept coming up to me asking me like about the Sauce Twins, and I had no idea who they were. So like after the 10th time, I said, hey, let's figure this out. So I did some research. I had them come to one of my mixers, and from there, I just never saw anything like it.
Yeah.
When I saw them perform. They were the first artist that I actually worked with, because I had always worked with the DJs. I built a lot of relationships. Mm-hmm. So I just started watching the guys, Sosa, Sancho, Walk, JP, Rizzo. I had figured out who the boss was. I didn't know. And I figured out it was Walk, and I hit him up probably about the 4th time. I met him at R&G Studio. And I was just like, I feel like I can do something, you know.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I don't know how I'm going to pay you, Miss Megann. I mean, this is 7 years ago, right? You know, before the Diamonds, before he ever thought about paying a white lady, you know. So I was like, oh, we're just going to work it out. So I stayed there for like hours talking to him, Sosa, JP. And then I went home, and I got a call like at 3 a.m, and one of the guys, hey, Miss Megann, what got pulled over on the way from the studio? Can you bail him out? So my 24 hours into it, I was bailing him out of jail. Yeah. And we just, you know, I just basically did what made sense to me, and it was just getting him out there to the different level. But we would ride around to these different studios. Artists here in Houston 7 years ago were paying him $3,000 for features. You know, like that's a lot of money, you know, for an artist in Houston to pay another artist. But he just always knew his worth. Yeah. You know, he always knew his worth. And we just grew together. You know, I was able to do what I, you know, learned, and, you know, and we started traveling. Sancho, you know, that's trying to, you know, get hold of him and get him to rap, because, you know, he doesn't want to be a rapper, but Walk, you know, that's like his favorite rapper, his twin, you know. So it was just I had to get, you know, Sancho a birth certificate to get him an ID so we could get him on a plane, and you know, just all kinds of just things from, you know, that. So how did I meet Sauce Walka? I met him, that's how I met him, and just through my DJ mixer. And it's been 7 years. I think August 14th is the 7th year like that. I met up, and there was about 3 years in between, like me, when I moved my office over to the Enclave. That's when I really built, Walk built my iAssist brand. Like, he's my walking billboard, you know. I'm able to say, hey, this is, you know, what I've done. But like for 3 years, I built the Enclave from the ground up, you know, and he wasn't rapping at that time. Oh, okay. So he was doing other activities. So during that time is when I worked my iAssist and kind of built it up to where I am today with it.
Wow.
Okay. Well, so how long after you first met Walk was that you built him out as a job?
Like 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Real one.
Wow. So you really you could feel the energy off the rip?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I went out of my way to meet him. Like, I studied it for a month. I'm like, oh my God, they're crazy. And then, you know, I learned what savage meant. You know, I'm in the middle of South Park. I got 20 guys pointing a gun at me, I'm taking the picture, you know. I'm like, okay. Hey. That's crazy. You know, or hey, you know, someone, hey, here's 2 backpacks. They're full of guns. Take them home. You know, it's just like, okay, well, what is it? When does it stop? But it just, I don't know. It just
became a lifestyle.
It became a lifestyle. Became, you know, just they're my babies, and you know, my oldest daughter is 27, so they're like children to me too, you know. So I don't know. It was just, I learned a lot, you know. And I think that they learned, you know, as well too. And I remember the times when OGs would call me and say, "Hey, Miss Megan, you don't need to be riding with these guys," you know. And I'm like, "What?" You know, and just wrote it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You was locked in from the rip.
Yeah, I got my face tat, and it was it.
Damn, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. Any more tattoos coming?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Is that your only tattoo?
Yeah, I have I have a little rose that I got when I was like 19, 20. Oh, really? Yeah. At Dago's.
Oh, Dago's.
Yes,
we went
it was
there
really
before.
scary too. Like, I didn't have a good memory about it. It was just real dark, and I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I've heard about Dago's.
No, babe, we've been there like twice. We've been there like twice. Every like Friday the 13th. You know, the little Friday the 13th tats.
Really?
Like we always want to try to pull up on a deal, but it was packed, and we pulled up there, and it was a disaster. I know one time we got up there and just got rejected right off the rip. They said turn around, like we're already booked up, and then another time I backed into the curb and bent my exhaust.
Everybody knows Dago's in Houston.
Yeah, they do.
It's kind of like made a name for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Where do you have the rose tattoo?
On my right ankle, I guess on the right side of my leg, right above my ankle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the outside. Yeah, I don't know why I picked a rose or anything. It was just like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I don't remember what my first tattoo was. I think it was like my mom's name.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So if they want to get a closer look at the rose tattoo, they can go on the OnlyFans, right?
Oh, yes. That's perfect. So, yeah, they can definitely get a closer look on my OnlyFans, Miss Megan the MILF. Hearing me talk about all the years and that I...